So, ladies and gentlemen, towards the tail end of 1977, we're hearing all kind of rumors across North America, Europe, into Russia, that there was going to be a big challenge series between Team Russia and a WHA squad. Now, there were different rumors. It might be in New England or some of the other Canadian teams, but we all know who was going to be chosen because Bobby Hull was money back then for the Jets, along with these various other squad mates from Sweden and across the world. So, this is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. The big announcement came that the Jets would be playing 4 straight exhibition games against Team Russia or Team Soviet Union. We knew one game was going to be in Canada, but we thought, hey, maybe they'll play their games at different venues across North America. They decided to have the first 3 games of the series not in Vienna, not in Germany, not in Britain, but in Tokyo. Hockey Night in Tokyo. So, I don't remember any major TV network picking up the games, and because of the time difference. We do know that I think Japan Television broadcasts the contest. You can find a YouTube version. I think it's the first game that's available on the internet. Now, the first 3 contests in the series took place at the Yogi Arena in Tokyo on December 29th, 30th, and New Year's Day. Now, unfortunately, the Jets lost all 3 of the contests by rough scores, 7-5 in the first game, 4-2 in the second game, and 5-1 in the third game. Now, for obvious reasons, Winnipeg's goalies were quite strong, and Joe Daly played the first 2 games, but he was unable to play the third contest. He was replaced by Gary Bromley when Bobby Hull's practice shot in the pregame ice time put him on the sidelines. Now, Bromley played very strong in the third game, and as the score could have been higher than what it was. You might as well say the Jets were suffering from heavy jet lag. Now, newly acquired former NHLer Lynn Powis scored for the Jets in the second game, and that was his first counter for his new team. Now, of course, the officiating was very controversial. Now, WA referee Bill Friday worked the first game, and though Jets coach Larry Hillman wasn't thrilled with his work, the Soviet referee Viktor Dombrowski worked the second game, played a significant role in the Jets' defeat, in the opinion of Hillman. Now, Dombrowski called 7 minor penalties against the Jets and 2 against the Soviets. The 2 power play goals that the Soviets scored in the game was the margin of victory, and Hillman and WHA reps particularly lamented the missed calls against the Soviets. Now, though the second game was the most competitive of the 3, Hillman was not impressed by the effort of some of his players, and Powis was benched, which is kind of bizarre. He was just starting with the team. Now, William Lindstrom was also benched, and Ken Baird, though Baird had been battling a flu bug. Now, the top flight line of Lebrat and Sullivan and Lindstrom were not effective despite the fact that a larger ice surface should have helped all 3 players. In the third game, the Jets led 1-0 early on a Dave Crougshaw counter and had opportunities to pad their lead, but they repeatedly gave the puck away in their own zone and left Bromley out to dry. Now, after the third game, my old pal Victor Tikhonov, who I interviewed at the Team Canada-Russia series in Hamilton years ago, said the third contest was the best of the set in Tokyo. The first 2 games drew only 7,000 fans, but many felt because the games were in the afternoon, it affected attendance, and it proved in the third game as it was an evening contest and it drew 10,000. Now, Jets president Jack McKeague did not make the trip on account of his daughter getting married, and many Jets players brought their wives, whose plane fare was paid for by the club or the WHA. Now, those who didn't bring their wives received $1,000, which is understandable, less cost. Now, inside the arena, there was no glass on the boards and only netting in each end for the protection of the spectators, sort of like mesh chicken wire. The Jets also had to wait an extra day before returning to Winnipeg, as there were no flights out on January 2nd. Now, the first game, 7-5, Hedberg scored Winnipeg's first goal from Ulf Nielsen and Barry Long. Then Kent Nielsen scored the second counter, and then Dunn in the second period. Hull scored as well, and Guindot scored Winnipeg's last counter. In the second game, again, Powis had the opening goal with Crickshaw scoring the second and last game for the Jets. Now, in the fourth contest, it was back in Winnipeg on January 5th. A packed Winnipeg arena saw the Jets take on the same team, and Nilsson had 2 goals and 2 assists, while Bobby Hull had a hat trick. Now, the Jets redeemed themselves from their subpar play in the Tokyo series, and the smaller ice surface, personal pride, and having the home fans behind them was the difference in the Jets' victory. Now, Hull scored his first 2 goals in the first period, while Nielsen scored his 2 goals in the second period, and they had led 4-0 by the 6:57 mark. At this point, Tikhonov replaced the Silenikov with Tretiak. The Soviets in a rally with 2 goals in the second and 1 early in the third. Now, the Soviets tried to tie the match, but were unable to get the 4th goal that would put together the contest. Now, Hull finished his hat trick in the game's final minute as he directed a Dave Dunn pass past Tretiak, the only goal the Jets scored on the legendary netminder in this game. In the contest, attended by 10,315 people, Winnipeg outshot Russia 31-24. So again, an interesting 4-game series. I think the jet lag got to Winnipeg because obviously you're not just going to California, let's say the game against the Sharks or whatever, all the way to Tokyo. But to get more than 25,000 fans for hockey in a non-hockey country, and it really helped build the resurgence of ice hockey in Japan into the 1980s. And for a lot of people, they felt sad the games weren't fully broadcast. But Wildwater Sports would have done a good job, but like the time difference was their advantage, because it's 4-hour time difference. Actually just to the West Coast anyway. So thanks for listening to our latest WHA Vintage Sports File podcast. Give me a like, comment, or subscribe. We are not monetized here, but we appreciate all our listeners who contribute to our channel either through requests or listening on a regular basis. You keep tuning in, and we'll still keep putting them out. And in the words of Bobby Hull, show me the money. Have a good day.